red helmet colour. He moves into gate number 1. Steve Schofield in blue, he's in gate 2. Andy Smith goes into gate 3 in white, and on the outside Neil Collins in yellow-black. The green light's on, the tapes rise, and the British final of 1991 gets underway straight away, and it is the rider in yellow-black, Neil Collins, and Andy Smith with him along in white. Andy Smith drives underneath in the white helmet colour to take the lead from Neil Collins. Third place is Richard Knight in red, but with one lap gone, it is Andy Smith who's done the work from the back, who leads heat number 1. Second place in yellow and black, the familiar style of Neil Collins with the old red headscarf hanging out the back of his helmet. Still it is Richard Knight in third place, and tailed off in fourth in blue is Steve Schofield. So the pace hot, fast and furious as one would expect here at Brandon Stadium. A packed crowd to witness what is the 29th staging of this prestigious event in the BSPA calendar. And in heat number 1 it is Andy Smith, who looked pretty sure of 3 points as he rounds the final 2 turns. It's Andy Smith in the white helmet colour that comes up to collect the 3 points. He wins. In second place in yellow and black was Neil Collins, and in third place in red was Richard Knight. So there he is, Andy Smith, currently unattached by any British League club, although on contract to Bradford, who rides in the Swedish Elite League for Eskils Junior. So there we are, Andy Smith, no doubt pleased with life at the moment. Those 3 points gets every rider off to a great start. They all want to win their first outing, and in this British final with only 10 qualifiers going forward to the Commonwealth final at Kings Lynn on June the 2nd, those 3 could be very important indeed. Andy Smith, the winner of heat number 1. So heat number 2, and they're coming into the line. In red is Mark Loram from Kings Lynn. In gate 2, that is in blue, is Chris Louis, the current World Under-21 champion. Gate 3 in white is Gary Havelock, and on the outside in yellow and black, many people's favourite Kelvin Tatum, of course used to ride for Coventry. The tapes rise, the bikes roar, and driving into the first turn is very, very hectic indeed. Very hectic indeed, and we've got a faller. Down he goes in blue. That is Chris Louis. Chris Louis is on the deck. The race will no doubt have to be stopped because there's no sign of Chris getting to his feet. Takes a long time to get the red lights on, but at long last they are. Well, Chris Louis on his backside at the moment. We keep our fingers crossed. He rides for the Ipswich Connor Witches in the Sunbright League. As we mentioned, he is the current World Under-21 champion. Let's take a look at exactly what happened as they roar into that first turn. Always going to be some very fast and furious first turns there. He doesn't seem to get in anybody's way. At this moment in time, he seems to lock up, straighten up, lock up again, and down he goes into no man's land. And from that moment onwards, it looked as though Chris Louis was always going to be pointless from his first outing, heat number 2. So the restart of heat number 2, 3 riders only. Mark Loram in red, gate 1. Gary Havelock, white, gate 3, and Kelvin Tatum on the outside, yellow and black, gate 4. The restart of heat number 2. The tapes rise, and into that turn again they drive, and this time it is Gary Havelock. It's Havelock who's got breathing space between Kelvin Tatum and Mark Loram, and Loram it is who moves sweetly into second place. So Tatum, who of course is the holder of this trophy, 1990 was Kelvin's winning year, along with 87 as well, but he at the moment is back in third place. And dare I say, looking a little bit sluggish on that machine at the moment. But it's Gary Havelock, who of course races for the Bradford Collight Dukes in the Sunbright League, with 2 laps gone, who leads. Still Mark Loram trying to get every ounce out of that machine. Tremendous character, Mark Loram, but he's got a bit of work to do getting up ground on Gary Havelock. It was Gary Havelock who, with 1 lap to go in heat 2, failed at the overseas final in 1990 Speedway Championship here at Brandon Stadium. No doubt bitterly disappointed then, but out to make amends here on Sunday, May the 19th, as he comes up to take the checker bag. It's Havelock that wins. Second place is Mark Loram, and in third place, a long, long way behind a dejected Kelvin Tatum. But it's Gary Havelock from Bradford who gets the 3 points, and yet again following Andy Smith, who is a Bradford contracted rider, no doubt just pleased with life to get that first race win under the belt. So early is heat number 2. 2 points to Mark Loram and 1 point to Kelvin Tatum. That's the result of heat number 2. So there we see Alan Graham just getting a bit of a traction, getting the wheels lined up for heat number 3, which sees Alan Graham going to gate 1 in red, John Wilson blue, gate 2, Paul Thorpe in white, gate 3, and Dave Millett in yellow black, gate 4. This is heat 3. Straight into the first turn they go, and Dave Mullet's got a good start from the outside. Mullet leads at the moment. Mullet in yellow and black, but coming underneath him is Alan Graham. So Mullet second, Alan Graham in pole position. And down goes Dave Mullet along with Alan Graham, and it was Dave Mullet who just clipped the back wheel there of Alan Graham. And we'll keep our fingers crossed that both these riders are okay. Dave Mullet just went into the third turn here at Bandon, as you say there, and clips the back wheel of Alan Graham. And from that moment onwards, both riders were literally out of the race. The referee's decision is a restart with 3 riders, only Dave Mullet being deploying the cause of the stoppage, and I think that's fair to say. But Dave on his feet, he's a wary old character, is Dave Mullet, a sheep farmer down on the outskirts of Canterbury in Kent. But sadly that machine not looking too good at the moment. So we keep our fingers crossed that Dave is okay to continue in his debut British final, and Dave no doubt will be out to make amends later in the meeting. So the restart with only 3 riders. Alan Graham thankfully okay. He comes into gate number 1 in the red helmet colour. The 2 other riders are Paul Thorpe in white, and the rider in blue will be Sean Wilson. No rider from gate 4 in yellow and black, Dave Mullet excluded, is a prime cause of the stoppage of the first staging of heat number 3. Alan Graham, we wish he's okay. Of course, he overcome Hodgkin's disease back in 1986. Many of us thought that might have ended his speedway career, but he's a wary old competitor. Had spells with Swindon, with his parent club Craig Heath, who's given so much loyal service to in the Midlands. And no doubt Alan would love to get through this qualifying round, the British final, to go forward to the Commonwealth on Sunday, June the 2nd at Kings Lynn in Norfolk. But he's overcome this fall. Let's see what happens as the tape stories on the restart of heat number 3. As they now move in, Sergeant Marshal calling them in. Drops his arms to signify to the referee everything is okay. The green light's on, the tapes rise, the bikes roar, in they drive, and it is the rider in white, Paul Thorpe, who makes a superb first turn. Alan Graham is there with him. Has Graham got the speed? He hasn't. It's Thorpe who leads, and now all of a sudden Sean Wilson comes underneath Alan Graham to go to second place. So with 1 lap gone, it is Paul Thorpe that leads. Sean Wilson in second place, and Alan Graham fallen in the first staging, who's back in third place, and perhaps just a little bit shaken from what happened in the first staging of this race. But it is Paul Thorpe who says thank you very much indeed. It's all about Lady Luck and the second bite of the cherry, and there's no doubt that Paul's going to say a special thank you to that. So Thorpe leads. Still Sean Wilson in second place. Of course, rode here at Coventry last season for the Coventry Bees. He knows every inch of this Brandon circuit. And Alan Graham now showing content with just 1 point in his opening ride here in the British final. They're coming around the final 2 turns. It's going to be 3 easy points for Paul Thorpe, who wins. Second place, Sean Wilson. And a long way back and taking life very steady is Alan Graham, who must be cursing his luck. But there we are, Paul Thorpe, another Bradford rider who gets 3 points from his opening ride. He wins heat number 3 quite easily. Second place, Sean Wilson, 2 points for him, and Alan Graham gets a solitary point for finishing in third place. But congratulations to Paul Thorpe, the winner of heat number 3.